Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Player 1. I'm Brandite, and we're going to continue on with Leviathan, the last day of the decade. Now, last time to cap off on what happened is we are now conversing with our shadow, because we need to go find some overseer outfits, so that me, Darina, Kinsera, and Julia can escape the city with Christian. Because we're all just trying to make it out of the city alive, and not be taken and executed. And now we're in the demon realm now, talking to our shadow. Let's look around. Oliver examines the room. The fog looks like it's slowly boiling, seems like cloud swells and diminish, and new ones immediately appear in their place. There's an old blood-stained knife near the bed. Another artifact of this ghostly world? Sure, I'll take my knife. Oliver hooks it with his foot, hoping that the shadow won't notice. He pulls it closer. Most of his books is covered by fog, so he has no trouble picking up the weapon and putting it in his pocket. He was attentive, watching your every step. He didn't want some lonely liberate to invite you to check some bushes together. He even ran a tent so you wouldn't have to sleep with the other peasants. And then you set it up, isolated from the others. It was made of blue fabric and stood near the edge of the forest under a gigantic tree. It protected you from the wind, but still, what a cold day it was. He let you drink some wine to warm you up a bit. You became dizzy, soft and blind, half asleep. I remember nothing. Well, I'm sure you remember when I go into details. Okay, check the clock, bail, look around. Let's just speak, because Julia told us not to spend too much time in this realm, because we'll slowly lose our flesh. Speak then. Kristen slipped between the covers next to you. He hugged you, warmed you up with his body, rubbing your hands and belly so that you wouldn't catch a cold again. Luckily you didn't. You fell asleep right away. You didn't even sleep at all. You remember what happened in the morning? Ants? Yes. Everywhere in your hair. All over the bed. The servants heated up some water for you to take a bath. Christian was helping you, as you were still quite weak from the illness. Shadow smiles, but his eyes seem wicked and victorious. But those measly ants couldn't spoil your holidays. Christian was fooling around all day, desperately, as if this was his last opportunity to do so. He was grabbing your belly in the chambers of horror. You were jumping in a sack together to win a couple dozen candy apples. Alas, you forgot to take the prize. On the closing day, remember the fireworks? He took you for a boat ride. He didn't row that much. He was mostly talking. His words were unclear, strange. He tried to explain something but couldn't. It started over and over again, and again. Finally, he burst into tears. He was hugging you, whispering something, apologizing for his tears, perhaps. I remember he was crying. You remember how it was? I remember everything. Fragmented memories of those days are flipping past my eyes. The visions are disjointed. It's starting to come together. It's so painful. Kite's tails in the grass, a red-faced jester with an eggplant nose, and a bird's nest in his hair. My memory is going back into the darkness under the tent roof. It's too fragmented. My guardian's sweaty hands lying on my chest. He keeps stroking it gently. I'm staring at the pattern on the carpet. I'm thrown up in the grass, curved into a trembling ball, choking, breathless from the relentless beating of my heart. Christian's hand left the print that turned into a cold, wet spot. The huge tree stretches its branches over the tent. The wind makes its groan. The tree. This noise, it's unbearable. The tree. We must meet in our dream. Let your conscience go. Fine. Find a way. I've been wounded once. As I was falling to the ground, I saw my mom bending over my bed and played colorful ribbons into my hair. When I woke up, they said that she had nearly bled to death. I didn't even know. It was like a dream. You're holding up well. Holding up what? What? Oliver tries to move, but he can barely do it. A strange weakness is overcoming him. Shadow laughs mockingly. Can you feel it? Can you feel it now? You feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Shadow stops laughing and goes silent. Endless lies and conspiracies twisted the histories of the Orvos and their shadows. The only word you hear is contract. Those liars cover up their shackles with those words. There's nothing even remotely close to contracts or deals, only foul compulsions. What's happening? The inevitable. This became inevitable the moment you came here. The room is a trap, preventing your soul from returning to the human world. You accelerate the process by calling Julia, or just wait. It's a matter of time. There can only be one end to it. Like falling through ice. No matter how hard you try, you're going to drown. Use knife, cut himself, run, or ring the bell. I think it was Julia was giving me a hint, and the game was hinting on what to do because she was telling me that her mother passed out and she bled a lot. And the tree is saying we have to lose conscience because it needs to talk to us. It's important, and we have to do it. And we picked up the knife, so I'm gonna cut myself and try to, as crazy as it sounds, I'm gonna try to bleed myself so I pass out and I can see the tree. Oliver puts his hand in his pockets and points the knife at himself. The blade cuts painfully into his stomach. His stomach turns itself inside out, pushing out a warm clot of blood. Serving you to the end of our lives. I'll pass. We could have become partners if we learned more about each other. Too bad that centuries of shadow memories. The shadow's words turn to a whirlpool of booming sounds. Oliver's eyes become veiled. Faith, and all the hope the forging lines between us are dangerous and groundless. What's with the pale face? Bertrand! Bertrand! Hello, Oliver. The shadow stands gazing at Oliver with a frozen imprint of horror and in awe in his eyes. Rustling branches are bending over Oliver's head, covering him. And we have a nice little chime noise. I'm here, little Bertrand. I'm with you. Help me. Cobwebs of golden leaves are sparkled around Oliver, reflecting vivid, clear pictures. Help me, tree. I'm dying. Reflections show faces of the hunters sitting around a tree. Their faces are all hidden by hoods. They are almost shining among the shadows. It's all my ancestors, all the Bertrand demon hunters. Behind them, even more hunters are raising their heads. Hundreds of spirits are those who left us decades ago are being attracted to this blazing golden flame. Roger Bertrand, Oliver's father, his noseless grandfather Randolph, Selvig Bertrand, the family's first true patriarch, they are all here in this ever-glowing circle. The hunched-up figures squeeze their way through the crowd. All the people in the world, just like those souls, are bound by invisible chains. You never know whose chains is going to clink when you pull at the end. His father, not aged today, bleh, red hair and pale, bends over him and puts his hand into Oliver's jumbled intestines. Pull your chain, Oliver. Pull your chain, Shadow. Am I dead? Am I alive? I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh. Hello. It hurts so much, darn it. Her eyes look so strange now. I never seen her like that. Drink some water. You need it. Does it hurt? My head aches a little. Oh, did you make it? I guess so. Nah, F your guess-sos. As far as I can tell, you made it. What happened? What happened to me? When I took it off you, you began convulsing and twisting like someone was pulling your veins out. And then everything became blur. I saw your intestines poking out, so much blood. I tried to push your guts back in, but they kept falling back. You passed out for 3 hours. You had a fever, but I managed to bring it down. Julia steps closer to Oliver and puts her hand on his forehead. You are still burning. Too bad, Oliver. I hope you get well by the morning. She puts her hand on the forehead again and shakes her head anxiously. Should I say nothing, our plan, or what's on your mind? What's on your mind? Same old things. I'm thinking about leaving the city, our plan, Christian, about the tower. To be honest, I'm trying not to think of anything. I need to get my head straight. I know what you're trying to take off your mind off of. Yeah. You told me that personal justice doesn't exist. Yes, I said that. I hope you don't mind that I suspected you. That's alright. Someone decided that they could just crush him. Hugs herself. Whoever did this is going to pay. He's not coming back. I'm sorry. He deserved it. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. It was partially our fault. I mean, it wasn't our demon. But still. Forgive me. It's nothing. You didn't kill me. You just wounded me. No, Julia, you don't understand. Forgive me. Julia raises her eyes. Her lips quiver silently. She is shaking and crying and biting a pencil furiously. Hug her, or he's an a-hole. I'm gonna hug her. Oliver hugs Julia firmly. She hangs onto his arms and keeps crying. You had a demon. Yes. At the time, we did honestly believe that Edna was still with us. Yes. Does it matter? Julia lowers her eyes. It doesn't. Oliver strokes Julia, pulling pulling her closer, slower, but strongly. Let's sit. Oliver touches Julia's face and runs his hands over her cheek. He inserts his fingers into her mouth with a sharp movement. Surprise? She swallows it deeper. Julia smiles a little and lets go of Oliver's fingers. Oliver keeps caressing her while playing with her hair. Oliver touches Julia's face and runs his hand over her cheek. Oliver keeps caressing her while playing with her hair. What's going on here? Is this our romance scene? I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, yeah, we got our tree and our ancestors come bail us out, but like, why is she in a nightgown and why are we like, you know, on her bed with her? Why is she so... This is weird. I'm probably going to put a sensory on this. Or not a censor on this, as long as it doesn't show anything. But I'm probably going to put a little warning at the start of this episode. Oh well. Oliver strokes Julia's shoulder gently, lifting up her nightskirt. His fingers move to her clavicle, then to her armpit. Don't touch me there. I said don't. Julia removes Oliver's hands. Not there. Oliver puts his hand on Julia's shoulder again. She rocks in response to his touch. Oliver puts his hand on Julia's breast. She breathes in loudly. Can you do it harder? Oliver grips her amazingly warm, plump breasts. He rubs her tightened nips with his finger. Get on with it. You don't like it? Your hand is all wet. Oliver wipes his hand on the bed sheet. Chuckles, oh no. Oliver leans towards Julia to kiss her. She turns away at the last moment. Oliver is only able to reach the corner of her mouth. He takes Julia by the chin, turns her face towards him. This time she does not resist. Her eyes sparkle faintly as she looks at Oliver. She grabs his hand and pushes it against her nips roughly. Oliver strokes her shoulder gently, lifting up her nightskirt. She rocks in response to his touch. Oliver puts his hand on her breast. She grips her hand. Blah blah. Oliver touches between Julia's legs. Perhaps we shouldn't. We should. Spit on your fingers, make them wet. Why don't you do it? Bow chicka bow wow. Things are getting hot here in the Leviathan. It's hot in here. Oliver puts his fingers in Julia's mouth and she licks them, shaking and staring at her eyes. That ought to do it. What are you waiting for? Come on. Gotcha. A little after Oliver manages to... Enough of this foreplay! Do it already! With a little effort, Oliver manages to put his wet fingers into Julia. She flexes a bit, as if she's making way for them. She scratches her pearl buttons, struggling to open Oliver's shirt. Not that way, I know. Ah, I messed up. You'll twist them off. Oliver tries kissing Julia, but she leans away. Not now. Oliver unbuttons his trousers with his left hand. But it's, you just wait. You just wait. You sure you want it? Wait a second. Julia lies back and watches Oliver face absentmindedly. Oliver breathes unevenly. Oh, damn it. I can't get it up. Well, it happens. You are tired. Let's try it another time. Julia hugs Oliver. Well, we can just snuggle. No! Our womanizer! It's all coming crashing down around us! Aren't you tired? I need some sleep. Oh, come on, it's no big deal. But you really must rest. We got important things to do. Oh, man. We tried, people. Poor Oliver. That was a breaking moment. The city is woken up by the piercing sounds of the herald's horns, followed by hundreds of roaring trumpets. Good morning. Morning. Your makeup is ruined. Crap, I'll fix it. I'll get, you know, I'll check it while I'm at it. I'll get changed while I'm at it. Are you ready? We're going to slip through the streets when the parade is underway. The crowd fills the streets near the White Circle. Do you have a plan? I always have a plan. Matrix told me about the lower tunnels which lead from the White Circle to Westgate. That's where the lowlifes hang out. These days the infected have joined them. The lower subway level. It'll be a while before the decade fog vanishes completely. Contemplates. I see what you mean. There are almost no trains there, so the overseers are not in a hurry to clean up the place up. They're probably working there right now. It's a quiet, desolate place. If you act fast, no one's going to notice you. And Oliver, I don't really want to know how you're going to get the uniforms. Please, don't tell me. Don't tell me what will happen down there. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to discuss it when it's over. I know, Julia. I know. Julia takes Oliver's hands and grips his fingers lightly. It's not fair that you have to do this alone. It's okay, Julia. Where do we find the tunnel? Julia looks around. We have to get to the waterfront and descend into the waters. Julia tugs Oliver's sleeve. This is it. Let's go. Near the entrance, Oliver notices gleams of light on the tunnel's arch. Quietly, there's someone here. The overseers. Who else could it be? I will stay here and block the entrance. Good luck, Oliver. Please hurry. Good luck. Oliver slips into the poorly lit arch and watches Julia silently. The Bureau of Censoria inquired Julia Rader. A crime has taken place in the tunnel. Access is restricted in accordance with paragraph 18. I can rely on her. Oliver ventures into the dimly lit tunnel. Oliver's eyes adjust to the darkness, and he catches the sight of 3 overseers. Their helmets' light gleam feebly, casting shadows over the arched walls of the tunnel. The overseers are busy removing their bodies. They don't notice Oliver. It's so dark. There's our shadow, friend. The shadow appears near the beam supporting the arch of the tunnel and rests his elbow on it peacefully. You feel it. I feel it, which means you feel it too. You mean, yes. You don't know what to call it, but you know what it is. Your feelings are unclear. You haven't experienced them before. May need interpretation. You're agonized over this, but I'll help you. I'll name this feeling. Hunger. It's hunger. I didn't summon you to talk. Keep ignoring these feelings and it will drive you insane by gradually eating you from the inside. Keep going. Don't give up. Fight. Sings, and the storm will bring the beast. Enjoying yourself, aren't you? I'm not the only one bound by chains. You are as well, and you are also suffering. That's justice if you ask me. You know, Christian also used to feel it. Hunger, itching, then pain. The feelings become unbearable when you have nothing to lean on. Enough, I'll tell you if I want to talk about it. As you wish. I'm all ears. Is there a chance that Christian will wake up? Yes, slight one, but it's possible. Nods benevolently. I'm all ears. You said Christian felt this hunger too. Felt this hunger? He suffered greatly. He can't even begin to comprehend what it felt like. He has been fighting this hunger from the very beginning. Moments of his anger led to mistakes, which he regretted later. Do you remember what he told you about the other children? It's just part of the truth. The other part of the story is not pretty. 6 times his anger's got the best of him. Your mother was the 7th. You are his ordeal. His chance to redeem himself for the lives he took. He seems to have passed the test. Well, it just makes this whole story more dramatic, am I right? Okay, what's our... I know how to attack the overseers. I'm listening. Who do we kill first? Do we have to use the shadow to kill him? One with the harpoon gun, he's the most dangerous. That's right. I heard a harpoon gun can pierce through a bull, though. And unfortunately, you're not even a bull. He'll be second. The one with the hook. He's alone in the tunnel. They won't notice him missing. Your plan is admirable, but I do have to warn you. Circumstances change. You think he should be dealt with next, so be it. That means the closest one to us will be the last to die. I like it. Your plan is a little bit risky. But isn't it true that risk makes life interesting? The plan is clear now. I can't say I consider it perfect, but I'm not changing anything. When you're ready to attack, get as close as possible to the overseers. I'm only able to kill him when I'm near. Go away. Shadow obediently turns into smoke. Barely visible rays of green light are coming through this hole in the ceiling. What's that glowing over there? I can't see anything. Oliver approaches the overseers. Once again, try to get as close as possible. And if I fail, Shadow chuckles. If you fail, you're going to join the others in that pile. So don't fail. The overseer blocks Oliver's way. What's the matter with you? Can't you see? This tunnel's closed. We're working here. I'll distract him. Oliver decides that the best tactic is to distract the overseers over conversation. It's closed. I'm sorry, I was just wanting to look. I found this tunnel by accident, and from the sound of it, the overseer spit into the shelters of his helmet. There ain't nothing to see here. Oliver takes a step towards the overseer and he unconsciously moves back. Whatever, take a look. There are corpses. There's a hole in the ceiling, and there's a rat's nest in the skull. You nobles enjoy looking at some weird crap. Closer. Oliver takes another step as if pushing the overseer away. shadow appears behind the Overseer. One blow and he falls to the ground, dropping his weapon. Oh yeah, I see that. Still, I'm kind of curious. How long have you been working here? Here? What do you mean, here? It's my 3rd year as an Overseer. No one stays here for long. It's a crappy job. Oliver takes another step towards the Overseer. Shadow appears behind the armed Overseer. One blow and he'll fall on the ground, dropping his weapon. Crappy job, you say? Why work here then? Well, you know, it's not like I got any better options. I tried weaving wire wool, working in the mines, it's all the same. Same crap, different flavors. And here I can at least survive through a decade with this uniform. The shadow appears behind the Overseer's back. Silence falls into the subway. Oliver breathes heavily, standing in the empty tunnel. One of the Overseers is spasming faintly. The other 2 lie still. Oliver breathes heavily with his hands on his knees. Shadow appears in the fog. Feeling better now? I guess. Better in what way? Your feelings are quicker than your mind. Better means that the endless pain and thirst born of your unsatisfied bloodlust are fading away. I didn't want it that way. What bloodlust are you talking about? How about Mitchell? Or that soldier in the prison? Or these 3? I guess they died. I guess they died of natural causes. You don't even have to deal with it. You have already dealt with it. Shadow disappears into a cloud of smoke, laughing. Time to leave. Julia is standing on the wooden bridge near the entrance to the lower tunnel. Have you finished? Oliver nods. There were only 3 of them. Julia responds by giving Oliver a long, steady look. That means there are only 3 uniforms. We'll leave Tara and Kinsera here. Darina won't agree. I'm not sure about Kinsera, but she won't leave Tara. Well, she said this was a good plan. How could she know you were only going to get 3 uniforms? Did you not notice anything weird? I mean, did she act strange? Of course I did. Me too. I tested her when I suggested returning to the Bureau. The situation looks harmless enough on the first glance. I know how dangerous it is, though. Darina also knew that. She saw that. Your classmate has a rare gift. It's like a bald musician from the cafe. It's probably the reason she lost her hair. Julia turns to look at the entrance. I doubt they'll find the bodies soon. They probably won't find them at all. Let's go. Time to meet with the others. And we are going to have to end there. What if we killed people? We had a little romance. Our guy couldn't get it up. I still feel bad for him. That was embarrassing. Alright, but if you're liking this episode so far and liking this playthrough, like, comment, subscribe down below. And as always, I'll see you guys on my next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!